others invitations. This one feels like both.
Last Tuesday morning, I found a package on my doorstep. No return address inside. A single audio cassette, worn and cracked, written in faded marker. Play me. Near the corner, etched into the plastic like someone had used a nail. M. Elderson.
Matthew Elderson, 22, lived in Tupac 2 with 1997.
Matthew Elderson, 22, missing since October 1987. Last seen entering the abandoned Victorian on the outskirts of Claremont, Maine. Locals call it the Elderson House. Most avoid it entirely, some claim it's not empty.
In the official report, there's no evidence of a break-in, no fingerprints, no signs of struggle.
But neighbors spoke of sounds soft, high-pitched laughter from inside the boarded windows. Always after midnight.
Child laughed.
Play the tape now. This is what Matthew recorded that night.
All right. I'm in door wasn't locked.
Smells damp, cold in here.
Anyone here?
Listen carefully right here. The first sound we can't explain.
Listening carefully right here. The first sound we can't explain.
Listening carefully right here.
Thought I saw someone upstairs.
Just under 2 minutes in, and something's already moving around him.
Heading to the kitchen.
Footsteps, wood slow. Plate still on the table, silverware as if a family left mid-meal, but covered in dust thick enough to write your name in.
Hi, Buzz.
There's a door here. Going down.
Cold air coming up from below.
And then, something sudden, not wind, not the house settling.
Bang metal. Resonance.
Hello.
Child giggle.
And with that, the tone of the tape changes.
The next section of the recovered Elderson tape begins at 11:42 p.m. From this point on, Matthew's descent into the basement is slow, deliberate. It is also the last confirmed footage before the investigators lost all contact with him. The basement swallows sound in a way that feels unnatural. When the heavy door closed behind him, it was as if the air thickened, muting even the sound of his own breathing. His flashlight cuts a narrow beam through the darkness, picking out floating dust motes. The first few steps are cautious, each footfall echoing off unseen walls and then vanishing too quickly as though the sound itself is being absorbed. Matthew passes rows of tall wooden crates, the wood warped and darkened with age. Some are sealed shut with rusted nails, others have lids half-shifted, revealing black emptiness within. He stops suddenly, tilting the light down. On the floor is a small, crumpled envelope. The paper is yellowed, edges curled, but the ink is fresh. He bends to pick it up. The handwriting is jagged, almost frantic, spelling out a single sentence. You shouldn't be here. He turns the envelope over. It's empty. Past the crates, the corridor narrow, stone replaces wood, cold, uneven, and wet. Water trickles slowly down the wall in thin rivulets, reflecting faint glimmers from the flashlight. The temperature drops further here, to the point where his breath is faintly visible. There is no wind, yet he feels a slow movement of air on his neck, like the brush of something passing close behind him. He spins the light around. Nothing. At the far end, a rusted iron door leans slightly open. The hinges are corroded, but when he pushes, the door swings with a groan that echoes strangely, not fading naturally, but cut off mid-reverberation, as though something swallowed the sound. The room beyond is small, windowless, almost perfectly square. Every wall is covered in tally marks, thousands of them, scratched in every direction. Some are faint, others are so deep that the stone has chipped away. On the floor, a child's shoe with frayed laces, a broken comb, a rusted lunchbox lying open inside. A tarnished silver locket catches the light before the beam moves on. He steps inside, scanning slowly. The dripping of water echoes faintly from somewhere above. He glances up but sees nothing except darkness beyond the reach of his light. The beam flickers once, twice, and then holds. For a split second during the flicker, the shadows in the far corner seem to bend toward him like figures leaning just close enough to be seen, but only if the light fails again. Matthew freezes, his breathing grows shallower. That's when he hears it. A whisper, soft but distinct, just behind his right ear. The words are too low to understand, the tone almost conversational, as though whoever or whatever is speaking assumes he already knows what they're saying. The whisper shifts to the left side, then to the front. It's moving around him, yet the air remains still. He forces himself to step backward toward the door. His light sweeps over the tally marks, the floor, the shoe. But the whisper persists, circling, never closer, never farther. Matthew crosses the threshold, and for the briefest moment, the whisper stops. Silence. Then, from somewhere deep inside the room, a slow and deliberate knock, 1, 2, 3, each spaced evenly apart. The tape holds the sound for exactly 6 seconds before cutting abruptly to static. third and final portion of the Elderson tape begins with a sharp burst of static. Then silence. No footsteps, no breathing. Just a quiet hum of the recorder, picking up empty air. For several seconds there is nothing then. The faint scrape of shoes against stone Matthew has started moving again. But more slowly than before, his flashlight flickers, throwing uneven light across rough, cavernous walls. The beam catches massive stone pillars, their surfaces scarred with long, deep gouges. The space opens into what appears to be a subterranean hall. The sound of water dripping returns, but now it echoes endlessly, making it impossible to tell how large the chamber truly is. Ahead, the beam of light sweeps over something metallic. Matthew steps closer, revealing an old elevator cage, the kind used in mines. Its iron gate is bent inward, as if forced by tremendous pressure beyond it. The shaft falls into complete blackness. The flashlight cannot find the bottom. From deep below comes a sound, slow, irregular, like breathing. Matthew backs away, turning into a narrow side passage. The walls here are smooth stone worked by human hands, and the floor slopes downward. His steps echo with the sharp, contained rhythm as though the walls are closing in. The passage ends at a pair of massive wooden doors reinforced with steel bands. One hinge hangs loose, leaving a small gap. Through it, his light catches something pale moving in the darkness beyond. And then it's gone. He doesn't open the doors. Instead, he turns back, only to realize the corridor is no longer the same. The path behind him has shifted. The air is heavier now, his breathing louder in the recording. In the distance, a faint light pulses slowly, almost like a heartbeat. It is not his flashlight. Matthew approaches and finds the source, a glass jar upright on the dirt floor. Inside is a thick, glowing liquid with a single blackened key suspended in the center. When his hand touches the jar, the tape's audio distorts. A deep, rising hum fills the recording, vibrating the microphone. The sound grows for several seconds, and then everything cuts to dead silence. The tape never resumes. The house was demolished the following year. No remains were found. The Elderson tape remains locked in evidence storage. The only surviving record of whatever was buried beneath that place.